Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something we all use every single day: email. It kind of feels like magic, right? You hit a button and poof, your message is halfway across the world. But what's really going on? Well, let's find out. Seriously, think about it for a second. You type up a message, you pop in an address, you click send. It feels totally instant. But in that one single second, your email kicks off this incredible journey across the internet. So what is actually happening in that tiny sliver of time?
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to tackle the basics, what email even is, and why it's still such a huge deal. Then we'll get a little nerdy and look at its core components. After that, we'll follow an email from start to finish, slice one open to see its anatomy, and finally, we'll wrap up with some etiquette so you can be an email master.
Okay, let's start with the big picture. I mean, we all know what email is. But in a world packed with instant messaging, DMs, and a million social media apps, why is email still king? At its very heart, email is really just a method for sending digital messages over the internet. You can send text, you can send files, you can send photos, you name it, to one person or a whole group of people at once. It's truly the backbone of our digital communication.
So why does it still reign supreme? Well, there are a few huge reasons. For one, you can get to it 24/7 from pretty much anywhere. It also creates a digital paper trail, which is absolutely crucial for business. You know, it has a certain professional vibe that a quick text just doesn't. And on top of all that, it's super cheap and amazing for sharing files.
Okay, now for the fun part. Let's peek under the hood a little bit. To really get how email works, we need to meet the key players. These are the components doing all the heavy lifting behind the scenes. First things first, the email address. This is your unique ID on the internet. It's like a fingerprint. Once an address like hello@example.com belongs to you, nobody else on the entire planet can have it. It's your specific spot in the digital world. Next up, we have the mailer. Now, this is the part you're probably most familiar with. It's the app, like Gmail or Outlook that you open up to write, read, and organize your emails. It's your personal mission control for all things email. And working in the background behind your mailer is the mail server. Think of this as the digital post office. So while your mailer is the friendly interface you see, the mail server is this powerhouse computer that acts as the central hub, handling all the sending, receiving, and storing of your messages. It keeps a record of everything. So, if the mail server is the post office, then SMTP is the mail carrier in the truck. SMTP, which stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, is basically the set of rules that grabs your email from your server and actually drives it across the internet. It's the engine of email delivery, talking to other servers and making sure your message gets where it's going. All right, so we've met the whole crew. Now let's see them in action. We're going to follow one single email on its epic journey, from the exact moment you hit send, all the way until it lands safely in someone's inbox.
So here's how it all goes down. First, you write the email in your mailer. The second you hit send, your mailer taps its SMTP server on the shoulder and says, "It's go time." That server then zips your email across the internet, finds the recipient's mail server, and hands it off. Then, the final step, your friend opens their mailer, and boom, your message is there. It seems so simple, but it's an incredibly complex dance.
Now that we know how an email travels, let's just crack one open and see what it's made of. It doesn't matter if it's a note from your mom or a newsletter from a giant company, every single email has the same basic parts. Right at the very top, you've got the headers. This is all the vital information: who sent it, who it's for, the subject, the date, and the time. You can think of it like the email's passport. All the key details right there at a glance. Next is the subject line. And honestly, this might just be the most important piece of the entire email. It's your one chance to tell the person what the message is about and why they should bother opening it. A good subject line is always clear, short, and to the point. And just below that subject line, you get to the body. This is the main event, right? It's the actual message. It's where all your text, your links, your pictures, your attachments, all of it lives. This is the real heart of your communication. And then, all the way at the bottom, we've got the signature. This is more than just how you say goodbye. It's your digital business card. It usually has your name, your title, and your contact info, so people know exactly who you are and how to get back to you. Okay, we've covered all the tech, so now let's switch gears and talk about the human side of things. See, knowing how email works is great, but knowing how to use it well, that's a whole other skill. And it's all about email etiquette. Let's quickly run through the golden rules. First, always try to keep a professional tone.
Use a proper greeting and just be polite. Oh, and please, please, please double check your grammar and spelling. Make sure that subject line is clear and always, always give it one last read through before you hit send. Trust me on this, it'll save you from so much trouble later.
And here is a super important tip for any kind of professional setting. Response time. The general rule of thumb is to try and get back to people within 24 to 48 hours. It's a simple sign of respect, and it just keeps things moving smoothly.
You know, this all really boils down to one simple idea. If you forget everything else about email etiquette, just remember this: the whole point is to communicate clearly and respectfully. That's it. Everything else we talked about stems from that one core idea.
So there you have it. We went from the simple click of a send button through a whole journey across the internet, all the way to the core principles of digital communication. And now I've got a question for you. Knowing everything that's happening behind the scenes, what's one thing you'll change about the next email you write? Thanks so much for joining me.